Well, good morning, and thanks for being here on this very warm morning. It's certainly going to be warm inside after we make this announcement today. We're honored to be here today with Dr. Craig Denny and his lovely wife Terry, and a grandchild as well. Today we are announcing that the Denny family is making a very significant contribution to the Shawnee Mission Education Foundation in relation to STEM funding. And so this is a donation from Dr. Denny and Terry to the foundation, and the foundation will say a few words about this in a minute, but in relation to STEM education. So appreciate you being here today, but we're going to have a little drum roll, and so Dr. Denny, if you want to explain to us what this means to your family and exactly what you're doing here today, please.
I can step up to the mic. I learned that in school. I'm delighted on behalf of my wife and our children to announce that we have provided a gift of $100,000 to support STEM in Shawnee Mission District. Some of you may know I am an engineer by education and training. My wife and I both graduated from Iowa State University of Science and Technology. You'll find that in the university seal. And we earned Bachelors of Science. Terry earned a Bachelor of Elementary Education in Science. So we strongly support science and STEM education, and we think this will have a good impact on what our students today and in the future have the opportunity to learn. So thanks for coming.
So this donation of $100,000 for STEM education here in the Shawnee Mission School District will go to the Shawnee Mission Education Foundation, and certainly this morning we're honored to have the foundation here as partners with us in this process. Renee is here. She is the president of the board currently for the foundation. Linda Roser as well from the foundation. So Renee, if you would address this group as well, please.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much, the Denny family. The value this community places on excellence in education is high. We expect and demand it. It's good for our children, our families, our neighborhoods, our businesses, and our community. The Shawnee Mission Education Foundation was started as a way for the community to invest in maintaining and strengthening that relationship and that excellence in our schools. In 25 years, the mission of the foundation has not changed. We exist to connect private financial resources with our schools and empower people to make a difference. And today we want to especially thank Craig and Terry Denny and the entire Denny family for their generous demonstration of the depth that they care for the children of our community, for their commitment to public education, and for choosing to make a difference. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Some of you may or may not be aware, but Dr. Denny has served on the Shawnee Mission Board of Education for a number of years, and so not only has he volunteered his time for countless years to the Board of Education, but now as the Denny family gives $100,000 to the foundation for STEM education. What a significant contribution from this family, certainly to the students of this school district, and especially in relation to science and technology. We do have with us today three other members of our Board of Education. Deb Zila is our board president. We have Donna Bisfield and Sarah Goodburn representing the board as well. And so for Craig and Terry Denny this morning, very significant amount of money. But even more importantly, they have and continue to give their life to the students of this school district. And so what a great honor for us to recognize them this morning. And so we have Brenda Bott with us this morning. I'm not going to ask Brenda to say anything because she might break out into tears. She's stunned. And so, but you can see evidence of what's going on today with our students just in this classroom in relation to STEM education. And so it's a great honor for us to be here today. And so before we conclude this part, and certainly you can talk to the Denny family individually. Dr. Denny, do you think of anything else you wanted to say this morning? Anything else you want to add?
Go West.
Go West. You know, this is very significant monetary contribution. And certainly, we want this to be evident that what's going on in the school district in relation to STEM education is so very important. And so this money also to be seed money, because this is a very significant amount, but certainly other individuals that have interest in STEM education in the Shawnee Mission School District, this is a great opportunity to get involved with the foundation contributing to this cause in our school district.
Dr. Henson, how will this money allow you to do something that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do in the classroom?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm going to ask the foundation to address that and how this money will be processed. So go ahead.
The money is intended to be a long-term endowment. It will be invested, and it is intended to propel science, technology education, and math education forward into the future. And it can be used to develop curriculum. It can be used to purchase specialized equipment that's not otherwise available. It can be used for professional development. It can be used for students to participate in specialized research that they're interested in. It's really a full complement that will go on and affect generations of students in our schools.
Any other questions from the group this morning for anyone?
Can you describe what's taking place in the classrooms today?
Brendan, describe to us what's taking place.
The students are doing a serial dilution and dilutions of copper sulfate, and you can see that they're using some of the equipment that they learned how to use last semester, and they're all staring at me. Do one of you want to tell them what you're doing? So,
practical applications in the real world?
So this, we shouldn't call this a classroom. This is the biotechnology lab, and I see myself as sort of a lab manager. So when the students come in, I train them on all of the equipment, and then they work whatever we need to do that day. So today, we happen to be diluting copper sulfate, so you can see they work independently using their lab skills until they get that finished.
What difference does this money mean to this classroom?
Let me see, an inverted microscope, another biosafety cabinet. We are well equipped, but there are always some things that that we need to go beyond what we have in the laboratory, especially when students start doing independent research. The projects are usually very specific. And we have some old and outdated equipment that maybe needs to be updated.
What can you say about the generosity of the Denny family? How does that impact you as an educator?
To have, well, Shawnee Mission School District overall has been very supportive of this whole biotechnology signature program. But then when a family steps up, and by the way, I didn't know you were an engineer, so I need to have you come talk to the class. But to have somebody step up and say that for generations they want to be able to make a difference, no one's going to believe this, but I'm speechless. That's absolutely amazing. So.
What is this class all about? Preparing these students for the future kind of thing? Tell me about what this class is about.
So the biotechnology signature program, the curriculum is designed to train students in a lab. 7 years ago, we had the foresight to realize that there was a need for lab technicians and lab skills in the Kansas City metropolitan area. We're in the animal health corridor, kind of the hotbed of biotechnology for agribusiness. And 60% of the workers in the biotechnology business in the metro area only have a high school diploma. So our goal was to not only prepare students for college and research and let them know or help them gain confidence that they could get advanced degrees, masters and PhDs, but also to train them so they can go directly from high school into the workforce. So we have several students doing that.
Ms. Spott, you demonstrated to me a couple of weeks ago some projects kids were working on in relation to cell regeneration and those things. You want to describe to this group what that class is working on?
The Intro to Biotechnology class is just that. I try to have a lot of speakers come in. Last semester we had about 27 speakers come in to share their career path, where they went to school and what they do. And also as a part of that class, I introduced them to some things that are going on in biotechnology. So one of the organisms that we studied was a planaria, and there is a professor, PhD at Stowers, currently using the planaria as a model organism. So my students learn to use that organism for cell regeneration and to look at some stem cell research. So that was exciting. If I remember right, you did a fine job of cutting that planaria.
Anything else for the good of the cause?
Just quick, Linda, so when you said long-term endowment, does that mean that this goes into an endowment fund that then interest is used from, or that the actual corpus of this gift can be used for?
It will be invested, but the way the Denny's have structured this with us is that we can use the corpus as well as grow this fund, so that it doesn't have to sit and not do anything immediately. So it can be used both ways.